Everyone talks about how Robert Downey Jr. became Iron Man. But I think most people have missed the real story. Because it wasn't about Marvel saving him. It was about a man who finally stopped trying to prove himself to the world and started proving something to himself. This isn't just another story about a Hollywood comeback. It's about how pain can rebuild you if you let it. In the 1980s, Robert Downey Jr. had everything: fame, talent, and success. He was called a genius. But you know what they don't tell you about early success? It hides your weaknesses until they destroy you. Robert didn't lose his career because of one mistake. He lost it because he didn't know who he was without the spotlight. That wasn't just about addiction. It was about being addicted to escape from pain, from pressure, from himself. Between 1996 and 2001, his life completely collapsed. He went to jail, rehab, and back again. Hollywood shut its doors. Everyone thought he was done. And maybe at that point, he thought the same. But here's what I believe. Sometimes rock bottom isn't the end. It's just the point where your real story begins. In 2003, something changed. He got clean, not because the court forced him to, but because he chose to live. He started meditating, rebuilding his body, and finding peace in silence. And the most powerful thing, he didn't try to get back to who he was. He started becoming someone new. Then, out of nowhere, came the call. Marvel was making Iron Man. But no one wanted to cast him. They said he was unreliable. But director Jon Favreau saw something no one else did. He said, the best person to play Tony Stark is the man who's already lived that life. And he was right. Because when Robert played Iron Man, it wasn't acting, it was healing. Every scene, every line, it came from his real pain, his real redemption. That's why Tony Stark felt so real. Because Robert wasn't pretending to be Iron Man. He was Iron Man. But here's where my view is different. Most people think Iron Man saved Robert Downey Jr. I think it's the other way around. Robert saved Iron Man. He gave that character a soul, a story, a human heart. He turned a superhero into a symbol of redemption. And maybe that's why when Tony said, "I am Iron Man," in his final moment, it felt personal. Because it wasn't Tony saying it. It was Robert, finally owning who he had become. See, his story isn't about addiction or fame. It's about rebuilding identity after the world writes you off. He didn't just recover, he reinvented himself. And that's something most of us never do, because we're too scared to let go of who we were. But that's what his life teaches me. Your past doesn't disappear. It becomes your armor. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every bad chapter, it's the metal you melt down to build your own suit. Robert's story reminds me that you're not supposed to come back the same. You're supposed to come back wiser, sharper, and stronger than ever. Because the truth is, the world saw Iron Man. But I see a man who learned to forgive himself. A man who stopped running from who he was and turned that pain into purpose. He didn't chase validation anymore. He chased peace. And that's something fame can't buy. So maybe the real reason Robert Downey Jr. inspires millions isn't because he's Iron Man. It's because he's human, deeply flawed, painfully real, and still standing. We love heroes who save the world. But sometimes saving yourself is saving your world. So if you're watching this and you feel like you've fallen too far, remember this. Robert Downey Jr. isn't a superhero because he wore a suit. He's a superhero because he forgave himself enough to start again. If this story hit you, comment, "I'll build my own suit," because maybe your comeback is already in progress. You just haven't realized it yet.